Welcome to TechBrothersIT. In this video, we are going to learn about statistics in Microsoft Fabric Data Warehouse. The notebook explains how statistics help the query optimizer choose the efficient execution plan and how to manage them manually and automatically in Microsoft Fabric Warehouse. So what are statistics? Metadata that describe the distribution of data in a column used by the query optimizer to estimate row counts and selectivity, critical for efficient query plan selection. So this is kind of abstract of what are statistics. So let me explain a little bit more about it. Whenever you issue a query and Query Optimizer requires statistics for the plan exploration, Microsoft Fabric automatically creates those statistics if they do not already exist. Once the statistics have been created, Query Optimizer can utilize them in estimating the plan cost of triggering a query. In addition, if the query engine determines that the existing statistics relevant to the query no longer accurately reflect the data, those statistics are automatically refreshed. So this is very important for us to have the updated statistics to run our query with the good performance. Now there are manual statistics, you can create them. You create stats on the frequently filtered join columns, update stats after large data changes, view and drop stats which are not needed or needed. So you can always kind of study your queries and then work according to the queries and create the stats or update them manually. Now here in this scenario, we are let's say we have this table called the dim customer, and the dim customer we would like to use the customer key often. So we can go ahead and create the stat on that one. So we say create statistics and give the name of the stat, whatever the name you want to give for that stat, and then on a table, and then on which key you would like to do that, and then you will say with the full scan. And we can copy this query and I will take to the warehouse and then we'll paste it there. I already have the table here. If you go to the tables here, it's called the dim customer. So we can execute and it's going to create the stat. Now here in this UI, we don't have the tab saying, hey, list me the statistics on this table. I'm connected to the SSMS SQL Server Management Studio, and I can show you under the table dim customer, we have this actually information available. So maybe you want to connect with some nice IDE instead of just using the graphical user interface that's provided with the Fabric. So here if you go to the statistics and refresh them, now you should have that manual statistic which just created dim customer and customer key full scan. So that's you can see right there is available. Now we can go back here in the UI and what we can do, we are going to go ahead and take a look on our next steps. So once the statistics are created, you are going to run some queries and it's going to start using those statistics for your query plans. Now if we need to update them, we can always go ahead and update them. Let's say if I have inserted another 500,000 records and now I should go ahead and update those stats. So I will say update statistics dbo.dim customer, and then the statistic name that I have just created above with the full scan. So what's going to happen is going to update that stat for me. So let me go back. I can go to the SSMS actually and just open a new query here and paste. That will do the same thing because I'm connected to the Tech Data Warehouse in the SSMS. So let's go to the next part here, and then if we want to see the statistics histogram, we can see by using this query dbcc show statistics and then provide the table name here and then the stat name right there and with the histogram. So I can copy this and we can take a look from there. So I'm going to go ahead and just paste it there, and we can execute this query and it's going to show us all those details. And if I don't want to do histogram, then I can simply also just run this part and it's going to show me the stat information here as well. So if you see right there, so you can see that this is the name of the stat, this is updated 10 times, and the rows, 10 rows, sample rows, and the steps and all density. So you have all that information for this stat. Now let's go back here to the our notebook where I created the notes. So let's talk about automatic statistics at a query time. So let's say you are running some join or some group by and where clause and order by, and what's going to happen if there are no stats already created on those column, it will be created automatically, and the system generates the stats like underscore WASIS. The stats also get updated automatically when you change a large amount of data. Now let's go back and take a look. It says that hey, if you have a group by, join and all that where clause, what happen if you do not have the stat, it will be created automatically by the Azure Microsoft Fabric warehouse. So now let me just select some data here and we will see. So we say select some dim. So you can see that we have 10 records here. One more thing I want to do that before I run that, I'm going to check that let's say this is our query. So I'm going to copy this query and paste it here, and then we'll run this query. So this query has see right here, this has group by on customer key. But before I do that, I'm going to copy this query and it's going to show me all the stats available on my table. Also you can see the stats from here as well, but I want to just show you in this query execution, so you can always go and get the list here. So right here, as you can see that we have this stat created, and there are not many other stats created here. Now if I will go ahead and run this query, what's going to happen is going to create another stat automatically. So if I go back here and run this query, this query is somehow not working, so let me get the right query. So here from the Microsoft document, I'm gonna go get this query. Okay, so let's let me show you this dim customer. I will paste it here, and I will also update the query in the our notebook that I will upload for you. Actually, guess what, we already had actually stat on the customer key, that's why it did not got created. No problem, that's fine, because there was already stat created on the customer key, and that's why it is not creating a new one. So I'm going to change this query a little bit, and here let's say we will say first name, and then I will say group by first name. Now if you run this one, what's going to happen, now it is going to go ahead and create a new stat for us, because we will run this one, and now we have and if I go back here and run this one, so now you can see that it has created another stat. Also if you can go back here and refresh, then you will see right here it is created, so you can see this one. So, and we did not create this stat, it is automatically created because we ran the query. So if let's say if I'm doing now another query, and in that case what we will be doing, we'll say not group by or anything like that, but I will say order by, and let me get the list of the column that I have here, and order by country. Okay, and here then I will say select first name is fine, and last name. Okay, so if I run this one, what's going to happen is going to create another stat. So let's correct the name here, and then we should be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and execute this query now, and once we run this query and we go ahead and run this query that to get us the list of all the stats, and we should be getting this stat right there. So order by, it did not create the stats by just the order by, so maybe it does not need that. And now if I will just go ahead and say inner join or something with other queries, if I would have, right now I don't have much data in this table, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to say country. So I'm going to say country, and then say count, and then say group by count. Okay, so now if I do something like that, what's going to happen is going to trigger a stat, and you see that it's taken more time to run it, and it took almost 3 seconds to run it. And if I go back here, the stat was not there, and that's why it took a long time. Now the stat is created, and what we can do, if I run this query again, now you're gonna see this is gonna come right away. So that's how the auto stats will be keep creating when you have your queries with the group by, join, order by, and all those kind of things, and they will be automatically created, and you can go to the SSMS and look under them, or use the query I will provide there, so in the description. Now let's go back to our notebook here and the type of automatic stat. So WA_sys histogram based visible with DBCC show stats, and then you have ACC average column length, that's for wildcard columns greater than 100, not user visible. So you have ACE dash cardinality, and that's a row count estimates not user visible as well. And here are some limitations. So you have only single column stats that can be created manually, no support for multi columns or filter stats, and then some internal stats are not visible or usable. So I will suggest you always go ahead and take a look on your tables, and if they need to be refreshed, the stats need to be refreshed, refresh them, and especially in the cases of when you are loading a large amount of data, and then you need to run the reports after that on that data. So go ahead and refresh your stats manually. I thank you very much, and I will put this all information in the description so you can use from there. I will see you guys in the next video.